What's up, YouTube fans? Welcome to another Wednesday Night Live. Today, we're going to talk about X-Transbots and the tons of reveals they've put out. But not only that, just a little bit of background on the company. In case you didn't know, X-Transbots also has a subsidiary company called Keats Fantasy Club, or actually maybe it's vice versa. Maybe Keats Fantasy Club came first, and then they started X-Transbots. Either way, they're basically the same company, if you didn't know that. So we're also going to talk about some KFC releases that are on the way. Let me just say hi to a few people in the comments. My usuals, I've got Lowell Martins, thanks for joining. Ricky Gregory, let's see, Dr. Diecast, Streak Shooter, Helios, Clinical, all you guys, King Rouse, all you guys, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. There was a question in the comments earlier before we started, and somebody asked, what's my real name? So my real name is Sony, if you don't know that. So if you watch my live streams with Paik and T-Man978, you'll know they call me Sony. Sometimes they call me TM, but usually they call me Sony. So that's my name. Like the TV, said and spelled just like the TV. And yes, I own the company. I own the Sony TV company. So just a couple of little administrative things. We are going to be looking at these two guys next. This is the versus between Fans Toys and DX9. So you can expect that. That's coming up on Friday. So let's get into this discussion here. Oh, one other housekeeping thing. I've had a bunch of people ask me about the, whether they could get a copy of the RC chest. I actually don't have any more. They basically were all sold. They're all shipped out. So I don't have any. So if you're looking for that, you'll have to contact Hafiz Zul directly and work out another bulk buy with him or with somebody. But at this point, I'm not selling anymore. Now he's planning to make another version of that RC chest, a better design with a little bit better, sturdiness. But right now I don't have any more. So that's the RC. All right, so let's start off with this. So I wanted to get into some of the figures that we got recently that had some issues. At least for me personally, these are some figures that had issues. So first, let's talk about way back. I believe it was in 2019, end of 2019, 2020, was the X-Transbots version of Overheat. And Overheat had some issues. A few here and there. The shoulders, at least on mine, fell apart. My arms fell off on X-Transbots. They were nice enough to send me replacement parts, which is great. They actually were responsive to me. And I'm going to get your comments later. I'm interested in what you guys think about X-Transbots and the future and all the awesome bots that they're putting out. But let's talk about this first. So that was kind of like the first indication. There are still some issues with quality. Next, we got the trailer. I did review the trailer on my channel. While it was really solid in the trailer mode, pretty solid in the combined mode, the transformation was really a nightmare. There were some quality issues. They had some screws that broke. They had some joints and pins that broke. It didn't necessarily stand up very well because they forgot to put ratchets, or maybe not forgot, maybe they just left it out. But they forgot to put ratchets in the combined mode. So at the price point they released it, for over $220, it just wasn't solid enough. Then we found out that they were going to release this accessories pack separately. For me, it wasn't a big deal because I didn't need any of these accessories anyway. I don't care about it. But it was just the fact that they had mentioned they were going to include some of these, specifically the faces. So people were kind of a little annoyed by that. Then we got Lock. I did pre-order Lock, but ultimately I ended up canceling Lock. So here's Lock. Lock version 1.0. Because they recalled it. Toy Dojo never got their stock of Lock. Ha. So I basically never got it, and I canceled my pre-order. So that was it. Then we got Fuzz, and I did review Fuzz. I had a G Tony sent that to me for review. And while I really like the look of it, the vehicle mode looked beautiful. The robot mode looks really cartoon accurate. It had some issues, specifically in the shoulders, specifically the transformation, very, very tough. So that's kind of the context. There weren't a lot of figures coming out, especially during the pandemic 2020. So moving on, let's start talking about the releases. So here are all the releases that are coming. It's crazy. It's mind-blowing how much stuff is coming out. Now, some of these are reissues. So I'm going to talk to you about each one individually, what's coming. The ones that I'm getting, I am excited for some of these, and other ones I'm not getting. So let's get into this. I just wanted to show you. I put this graphic together, by the way. This is just everything that's coming out. It's really, really insane. So first up, and again, these dates are off of TF Source and Toy Dojo's websites. So if their dates are accurate, usually Toy Dojo gets their release dates directly from X-Transbots. So I believe their dates, but if it gets pushed, it gets pushed, and then the dates later. So first up is in August. So in the next couple of weeks, I guess, is the Lock version 2. So this one is basically reworked. They're going to fix up some of the problems, reissue it. I think that's basically never heard of. We've never heard of a third-party company ever reissuing, recalling a figure and giving you a brand new figure. That's pretty amazing. It sucks that they had to do it. It sucks that they had the problems. And unfortunate that it was, not the best figure, but it is honorable that they decided to replace it. Next, also slated for August, although not clear whether it's actually going to be August or not, is Virtus, their version of Springer. And this has been kind of recolored, repainted, reworked, retooled a little bit here and there. But that's coming pretty soon, at least August, according to TF Source. Next, we have a reissue. So this is August as well. This is their youth version, Overheat. Again, this is a reprint. So, oh, you know what? I did forget Abaddon. I don't have a date for Abaddon. So Abaddon hasn't gone up for pre-order yet. So I don't have dates on Abaddon. But everything I'm showing you today here on the screen, I guess you have Mike in the comments here. Thanks for joining us, Mike. Everything I'm showing you today are things that have release dates, at least according to the American retailers. So that's what I'm going with. So this is August. Next we have September. So we've got the Toro reissue. So no changes, I don't believe. I think it's just a reissue. Then we've got the Youth Gravestone trailer, which is basically a recolor, repaint of the trailer for the youth version of Metasaur, or the whatever you call it, the toy version. Then we have the youth version of Gravestone. So this is also a repaint of their Gravestone figure. This is also September. Then we've got October. They're reissuing Taiho. This is their retool or repaint of their Skids figure. I forgot his other name. But so they have this guy getting reissued. And this is nice because there weren't a lot of these made. So people that wanted this repaint, now you can get it. Then November, we've got Elagos, the metallic version. So this is also a repaint. I believe there's some slight retooling to improve this mold, but overall basically the same figure, but metallic paint. Then we got December. Here's the big one. This is their version of Perceptor. They call him Jansen. So that's probably one of the biggest, most anticipated figures. So that's it for, oh no, one more. Sorry, another figure. Then we have Jokund, their version of what's his name? From the Protectobots, Groove. Right? So that is a lot of figures. That's just for the rest of 2021. All these figures I just showed you are coming out in 2021. That's just mind-blowing. All right, now let's move to 2022. And I'm not sure why it starts in March. So there's probably something slated for January, maybe February. I know they have Chinese New Year around February. So maybe they're just holding that month out so they don't have to put something out. But starting in March of 2022, we've got the Gravestone trailer, the G2 version. Then we got the G2 Gravestone, which is a crazy recolor. I personally am not a G2 guy, so not for me. Then we've got Pulpus or Le Pulp, which I don't know the differences yet. Mike, since you're in the comments, you can probably explain the differences. I guess there's two different versions of this guy coming out. I'm not sure the differences between the two, but there are two. And that's March. Then we've got Fast, their version of Run Amok, which is June of 2022. And Fury, also June 2022. And then we've got Fioravante. So these are all the Omnibots. So all the Omnibots are coming also next year. This says June of 2022. And then we got Mades, another Omnibot. This is August of 2022. And then finally Yaguchi, the last Omnibot. This is also August of 2022. So that is a pretty wild and crazy schedule, but that's not it. There's more. So let me show you the other stuff. So we also have their sister company, KFC. And this is everything I could find, by the way, that has a release date. So there might be more. And since Mike's in the comments, he probably knows there's a few others. But as far as I could find, this is what I could find. Look at this, a whole bunch of new bots here just from KFC alone. Some of them are reissues, but let's go through these. So starting off in August of this year, 2021, we've got Raiju, their version of God Bomber. Then we've got the reissue of the Opticlones, their version of Reflector. Then we've got in December, this was September for the Opticlones. Then in December, we've got Grand Raijin, their version of Power Master Prime, but it's only the shell. You don't get the inner core bot. The core bot comes much later. I'm not sure why they're releasing it this way. Very odd decision to release the outer bot before the core bot. I would have preferred having them together and just paying a little bit more, but that's how they did it. Then starting in 2022, March, we've got all of their Junkions. So they all have different names. Debris. Then we've got also in March, the version 2 of Iron Paw and version 2 of Rhino Horn. And then Sanford, Smithereen, Stodgy, Toe Cutter, their version of the GoBot, and Waster Delta. That is all March. I'm not even done yet. That's just for March of 2022. Then we've got Raijin, which is the core bot for their Power Master Prime. That's June of 2022. And that's all I've got for dates. That is an insane amount of releases. Now, I can tell you, me personally, I definitely have concerns. I've got concerns about can KFC and X-Transbots keep up this pace? This is roughly more than one a month. This is more than one release a month. Pretty wild. I'm interested in hearing what you guys have to say about all these releases and what's coming. I'll tell you, me personally, I am excited for some of the X-Transbot stuff. So let me bring that back up. Here. I'm most interested in the Fast and Fury, their version of Runabout and Runamuck. I'm also interested in the Omnibots. I really want those guys. I am getting Virtus. I already had it on pre-order a long time ago. I think it's over 2 years ago. So I'm going to be getting that, and we'll do a comparison, of course. So what about you guys? What do you guys think about all these releases and whether you think X-Transbots can really do this? Can they really pull off this many releases in the next year? This is over from now till August of 2022. So let me look at your comments and let's see what you guys have to say. I'll go back. I got to go pretty far back. Wow. Oh, so Mike says, I forgot one. So I'm not sure what I forgot. Oh, I guess I forgot Abaddon, but I don't have a release date for Abaddon, so I'm not sure. Road Dog says, G2 colors are dope. I don't know if you guys are seeing these comments or not. There we go. Black Dragon says, I'm so tempted to cancel my Tesla 2.0 for Jansen. And that's a first for me, XGB over FT. I'm actually getting both. I definitely am interested in what they have to say or what they have to make for their Perceptor. We'll see. Are Fast and Fury a 2-pack? No. Fast and Fury are separate. They're $100 each. So you have to buy them separately. Ricky Greger says, I want the Omnibots. I guess I do too. Buttzilla, X-Transbots QC and design, though. Yeah, so I have some of the same concerns. That's why I started with the initial figures that they had issues with in 2020. I definitely have my concerns. I am rooting for X-Transbots. I want them to be good. I want them to get back to making good figures, having good QC, and having some home runs. So I'm definitely looking forward to those. Is KFC Reflector any good? I haven't reviewed it, so somebody in the comments can probably answer that. Make Toys Power Master Optimus is the most badass looking. I haven't seen the Power Master Optimus yet. I will probably get... Oh, Make Toys. Yeah, I'm sorry. Make Toys came out a while back. Let's see. All right, there's a lot of comments here. Hold on. Asaf says, I'm glad they're doing a Runamuck and Runabout. I don't own any X-Transbots, so these will be my first. Wow, okay. I definitely have a bunch of X-Transbots in my collection. There's some figures they made that nobody has ever made before. So I definitely have some in my collection, but we'll see. Black Dragon, I'm glad for these re-releases as I missed out on some of the original. Yeah, it's nice that they're redoing some of these because some of them were limited. Still forgot another one. Let me know what it is, Mike. I don't know what I'm missing. You got to tell me. Ricky Gregory, Omnibots. Yes, I'm excited. I'm glad they're doing, MM says, I'm glad they're doing some of the obscure characters. Me too. Mike, or Comic Relief, which is Mike. I'm hammering the importance of QC to Keith just to let you know. Thank you. I'm glad you're doing that. I'm glad you're with us on that. All of us, or at least me, I want to see X-Transbots succeed. You know, even though I'm a Fans Toys guy, I still want and like my X-Transbots that I have. So I'm hoping that they do well. Lowell says, I hope they make sure the quality is there before they fire out all these bots. Yeah, me too. Michael Rogers, now if Lock and Virtues works out. Yeah, I am also excited if they can fix and make Lock and Virtues work out. That'll be a good indicator for the rest of the figures. Asaf says, I'm glad they're doing... Oh, I already got that one, sorry. Jonathan Walker, they can release them, but the issue is, can they do it with no QC problems? That's the big questions. We'll find out. Mike says, I'm expecting a 20% slip overall. I would imagine they're going to be slip. This is a really tight schedule. So just to let you know, there's more than a figure a month here. Between X-Transbots and KFC, it's roughly 2 to 3 a month. That is a really fast clip. So I'm not sure they can do that, but I would expect 20% slip too. That sounds right. All right, XTB, need to focus on quality and not rush any of these out. Better to be late a month than release that bot that finishes them for good. Yeah, that's a really good point. So they're putting out a lot of figures over time and most impressive for the cost. Yes. Well, a lot of these car bots are only $100, so I'm excited for those. Punch Counterpunch. Did I forget him? Oh, man. I think I forgot Punch Counterpunch. Yeah, that's what Mike was saying. So I did leave Punch Counterpunch out. I believe that was also June, July, or August. Let me see. Now you got to make me look. Mike probably already answered it in the comments, but that looks like it's going to be August. So Punch Counterpunch comes in August as well. Man, there's a lot of figures. That's crazy. What's your favorite XTB? Probably Skids, or let's see. I'm looking at my display back here. I like Scourge, but I wish he had better feet. But he's the best Scourge because he's the only one. Oh, I like their Trailbreaker. I have him, but we'll see if he holds up. So I got quite a few. Fun fact, Abaddon is a Hebrew word for, in Greek, it's Apollyon. Abaddon, Galvatron, Apollyon is Megatron. Yeah, interesting. Didn't know that. Very excited for these XPD releases. Most of them are MPs that have never been done before. I agree with that. That's why I'm excited for X-Transbots making these characters that we've never gotten that I've always wanted. But I feel XTB is biting off more than they can chew with their 50-50 QC. Yeah, that's why I'm doing this video. I'm really hoping they take the time to slow down They don't need to accelerate the pace. They just need to make really good figures. One a month, or more than one a month, I think is excessive or aggressive. Shadowbird, X-Transbot Scourge is one of the best. Yeah, that's one of my favorite XTBs. All right, I think I'm caught up on comments here. Let's see. The Soft says, I heard Virtus is getting kinks worked out, found issues, and they're coming out later. Yeah, so that's good. I'd rather they slow down Virtus, make it good, get rid of the QC issues, and then put it out, than put it out early. I think that's a better way to do it. Alias Angel says, so glad I don't want any of these. I hope Gigapower makes something new and I'll be on board. Gigapower is a good company too. I just wanted to say, I mean, this is pretty prolific, what they've got here. This is a lot of stuff. All right. I'll take a few more comments and we'll probably end for today. Hello, Mars. I can agree on a Cosmos. Oh, I forgot about Cosmos. Cosmos is one of my favorite X-Transbots. I'm sorry. He's kind of a not a popular character, but the X-Transbots Cosmos is one of the best Cosmos that's been made. I think it is the best Cosmos, to be honest. XTB pushing out this ambitious lineup, still no Virtus. So Virtus was pushed out to make corrections. So he is now supposedly September, but we'll find out if that comes out true. And I'll take one more. Locke is one with all the problems. Well, Locke has been recalled. So if you didn't know, if you bought him, you can arrange with your retailer to exchange for the new version 2.0 that's coming very shortly. I think it's in the next couple of weeks. So you can go out there and find out how to get your version 2. But definitely the first one had some problems. So that's really it. Ricky says you can't beat their price point, but that's where QC concerns come in. Yeah, for sure. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining me, guys. I really appreciate your comments and your thoughts. And Mike, thanks for joining me. I know, I probably didn't speak all highly of XTB, so I'm glad you're fair and honest about talking to XTB about their quality. So I appreciate you joining too. So thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. I will be doing verses with all of these figures. So any of the ones that there's doubles, for example, the X-Transbot Springer. Of course, I'm going to do a versus with the Fans Toy Springer and the MMC Springer, so you can kind of decide for yourself. I'll also be doing comparisons with their Locke and with a few other figures that they're coming out with that have replacements. So that's it, guys. We'll see you next time.